I just had a scary experience that is really making me question whether or not I am going to be able to travel full time by myself as a solo female. Um, Let me tell you what happened. About an hour ago, I went on a hiking trail by myself, and it was really forested and it was a very muddy trail. And I had read some reviews that said there was um, bears sighted in the area, not recently, but a few months ago. So I was on kind of high alert because I was by myself and it was very forested and you couldn't see around you very well. And so I was trying to psych myself up to keep going because I was like, where is everybody? There's nobody around. And this feels a little spooky. I'm hiking in a forest and there's, nobody around, and I'm singing and trying to make as much noise as I can. But I was kind of in a heightened state of alert and my anxiety level was going up, up, up. But I just kept trying to push through it and say, okay, calm down. You're imagining things, just keep going and you're going to be fine. You're going to enjoy this hike. You're not going to let your fear and anxiety get to you. And so I just kept plugging on. It was a very muddy trail, but I did it. I wanted to turn back at times, but I thought, no, just stay out here and enjoy yourself. And so it was an out and back trail, and there was supposed to be this really great endpoint where you can see these fantastic views out to the ocean. This is kind of close to where I live, or about an hour away. And so I pushed through my fear I was having about the bears and nobody around, and feeling a little spooky, spooked with the forest. I couldn't see very well. And I get up to the very end of where the vista was, and I hear voices, and I walk up the little hillside to get up to the top of where the vista was, and there was just a young couple there. And right away, I could sort of see they were, I don't know, kind of hippie types, I guess you could say. And he was wearing a bandana, and he had an earring on, and had a ukulele he was playing a little bit, and um, dressed kind of hippie, and she was a bleach blonde, and he was very friendly right off the bat. He's like, "Hi, I'm Gavin." I'm like, "Hi." He said, "What's your name?" I said, "I'm Victoria." And so he was just making some, chit chat and conversation, being super friendly, which didn't, feel too weird. But he started to move closer to me and to where he was standing right next to me. And he was asking me weird questions like, "Are you alone?" And I only had a split second to react to that question. And unfortunately, I said yes. So that wasn't good. But what could I say? Oh no, there's an invisible person here next to me. I mean, what am I going to say to that? But I thought to myself, that's weird. Why would he be asking that question? And the girl was not being very talkative or friendly. She seemed to sort of be looking a little nervous. Which made me nervous. And, this guy is telling me, yeah, I'm couch surfing and I don't really live anywhere. And I'm going back to Kentucky in a couple of days. So I could see that, he was a drifter basically. And unfortunately, my mind drifted to this story of a few years back here in the San Francisco Bay Area. A guy was hiking with his dogs alone, and this young drifter couple murdered him. I think they robbed him and then killed him. So I was thinking, geez, on my way here, I didn't see anybody. There wasn't anybody around, and I'm here with this young drifter couple, and I'm getting my alarm bells are going off left and right, and I'm like, I got to get out of here. I just told them I'm by myself, and that's not good. And I don't know if they have nefarious motives or what. I wasn't sure, but I just didn't feel comfortable. And so I slowly I was being super friendly with them, trying to, not act suspicious, but I'm thinking inside, I'm going crazy thinking I got to get out of here and try to get some distance between myself and them because I just wasn't feeling safe. And so I moved away to the other side of where you could look out at the vistas, and I looked over at them, and they started singing really loud, and they just were acting kind of bizarre. And I just waited until they were looking the other direction, and I just took off down the hill, and I literally ran all the way back to my car. And that was really, I'm not in the best of shape, so that was really, really hard. It was very muddy. It was up and down. It was a good 15 to 20-minute walk. I kept looking behind my shoulder to see if they were following me, and I just was scared out of my mind. I thought I was going to have a heart attack because between exercising too hard, I was breathing so hard, and I was scared, and I was feeling very exposed. And I have some anxiety issues, and so my mind can go into some pretty anxious places. And I just was like, I just got to get back to my car, but I was pushing myself so hard and breathing so hard. And so I finally get towards the end of the trail. I actually entertained the idea of jumping and hiding behind a tree for a while and see if the young couple would go by, and then I could safely leave, because I was just so scared they were behind me, following me, and had nefarious, nefarious, I don't know what you call it, but I just thought they might try to attack me from behind, and I won't have much defense. So I just was like, no, just keep going. Just keep moving towards your car, and I get back to my car, and I'm huffing and puffing. I get in my car here, and my face is so red, and I start to feel like a headache coming on, and my blood pressure was way up, and there was a metallic taste in my mouth, and was feeling a little nauseous, and I'm like, I do not feel good. I think I just overexerted myself, and I also sent my blood pressure up through the roof. And I also just was overwhelmed with this sadness, thinking, is this what it's going to be like if I try to go out hiking by myself, and there's some characters out there that I'm not sure about? I mean, this is right in my own neighborhood. How am I going to feel if I'm really out there, and in unfamiliar places, and just going to feel really exposed? So I just was feeling physically ill and mentally and emotionally ill, and thinking, I just don't know. I don't know if I can actually do this nomad thing, and travel extensively by myself. I'm not so sure I feel so safe doing that by myself. I mean, I've had a lot of kind of not so great things happen in my life, and especially when I was younger. And so I have some fear. I have some experiences that have colored my thinking and feeling safe. A lot of these things happened when I was by myself. And so I am scared to travel. I'm trying to overcome it, but it's mentally, maybe you can, but not for long. Your emotions take over. And I don't know if I'm mentally tough enough to be able to do it. So I'm thinking that now I may only feel safe when I'm around other people, which is kind of a bummer, because I really wanted to be camping out there in the boonies, do boondocking and be far away from all the noise that people make. I mean, I went camping a couple of years ago by myself up in Oregon to these free campgrounds that I found on freecampsites.net. And gosh, these people were so loud. They were having huge screaming fights with each other. I had one family right next to me that were just such loud talkers. And well into the late hours. And another time I was camping, and there was these young guys drinking and carrying on. So you have, it's like, okay, so you're around people, but you've got to deal with all of their noises they make. And then if you're out in the boonies by yourself, you have to worry about critters. But I think I'm more scared of humans, actually. And so I don't know what I'm going to do to feel safe out there, because I've had this sort of thing happen to me before. I remember once being at a Thousand Trails campground, and I went hiking by myself, and this kind of strange man was trying to strike up a conversation with me, and it felt like he was trying to hit up on me, and I just felt uncomfortable, and because there was nobody around. So once again, I don't like being out there by myself. Um, and feeling very vulnerable. I've had some experiences, like I said, that have just colored my thinking, and so I just feel like I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to really do this, because on top of my anxiety issues and just the fact that, yeah, the United States isn't as safe as we think it is. I mean, I was looking it up on the safest countries in the world, and we're not, we're kind of in the middle of the pack. We're not the safest country around. So it's something to think about and consider. And I really have to research that and think about it and figure out how I'm going to feel safe on the road. Because I can't get myself so worked up like that. That I really felt like I was going to have a heart attack. And that's another thing. I got back to my car and I was so, like I said, red in the face and so upset that I thought, I'm going to have a heart attack, and there's no cell signal here, and how am I going to get a hold of anybody? And I can't even call 911, and gosh, what if my car broke down and I can't get a hold of anybody? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of scaring me and making me question whether or not I can really be a solo female traveler. I mean, I know a lot of people and women do it, and bravo, for them, and I think it's wonderful, but I'm just wondering if maybe I'm going to need to just make sure I'm camping around people. Probably paid campgrounds, I think, is where I would feel the most secure, and I don't know. I'm just going to have to research this and figure out what's going to feel safe for me, what's going to make me comfortable, because I just don't want to experience that kind of feeling on a frequent basis. I almost killed myself running back like that, and I never did see that couple, and it was probably fine. Who knows? But it was scary to keep having to look over my shoulder and worry that they were going to be behind me. And so it's just, it's not a nice experience. It ruined my whole day, my whole hike, and the views and everything. So this isn't the thing I really want in my life. So if you guys have any ideas of how to feel safe out there and what you do to feel safe, I sure would welcome that, insight into what makes you feel safe. Because I will be in a teardrop, and it's not going to be as easy. If I'm in an unsafe situation, I've got to jump out of the teardrop and get into my car. So I've had thoughts of like, okay, maybe I need to get some kind of machine or sound machine that makes it sound like I've got a rifle, make a rifle sound if somebody's loitering outside of my RV. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I thought of a dog too, but I don't really want that responsibility when I'm on the road. I just don't think I could handle that right now. So I don't know. I'm welcome to hear any ideas that you might have out there, but we shall see. I'm wondering. All right. Well, until next time, bye-bye for now.